Okay, good morning. So, as mentioned a few seconds back, today what we are going to do is solving a problem. Okay, basically three problems that we'll be solving. So, let me start off with the first one. So, it says it's a lossless medium. So, that's the first thing. So, till now we did three problems on lossy medium. So, this is lossless. And what is the meaning of lossless medium? First, if I write the constitutive parameters. Okay, what will I write? Sigma equal to 0. And then the problem says that mu is not equal to mu naught. Mu is not equal to mu naught. And then sigma also we don't know. Okay, we have to, epsilon also we don't know. There's no information given. And then, oh, I'm sorry, and here what it says is mu r equal to 1, it says mu r equal to 1. If mu r is going to be equal to 1, that just means that mu equal to mu equal to mu naught. And then of course, epsilon, you don't know. Okay, and what else is given? H is given. And you can see that H is a function of Z comma time. H is a function of Z comma time. And that means the wave you can see here, propagation direction. The propagation of the wave is along the plus Z direction. And you can see that H is along the negative AX cap direction. I'm sorry, it's along the AX cap direction, and then there is also an AY cap direction. So this is where this problem is going to be different from what we have done so far. Till now we were doing problems where your H or E had either X component, Y component or Z component, it was fixed. But now you see here a problem where it is on the XY plane. It is on the XY plane. If this is your Z axis, this is on the XY plane, but it has got both the X component and the Y component. Okay, and you look at the phase. The phase is omega t minus Z. Okay, there is a cos component and there is a sine component also. Now, how do we approach these kind of problems? And what are you asked to find out? You're asked to find out epsilon r, relative permittivity. So let's start off with doing that part. Okay, so which is the equation which involves this? Let us see. And look at the parameters given. Sigma is given to you. Sigma is given as 60 pi. Okay, and it is a lossless medium. So obviously you can straight away see that this is modulus of eta. Modulus of eta. Theta eta is equal to 0. And then let us see what is the expression for modulus of eta. Modulus of eta, you know, is given by under root of, the most general expression is mu by epsilon, then divided by 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square, and this whole thing to the power of 1 by 4. But look at our problem. It's a lossless medium. Sigma is 0. Therefore, this denominator becomes 1. So you have under root of mu by epsilon. But you know mu is equal to mu naught, and you don't know epsilon. You don't know epsilon. You are supposed to find out epsilon r. So I can write epsilon as epsilon r into epsilon naught. Epsilon r into epsilon naught, or I can write it as 1 by under root of epsilon r into mu naught by epsilon naught, which you know is 1 by under root of epsilon r into, what is under root of mu naught by epsilon naught? You know the value, it is 120 pi. Okay, so you have written this. So now let us take 1 by under root of epsilon r into 120 pi and equate it to modulus of r. Modulus of r is already given to you. It is 60 pi. Pi and pi goes out. 60 and this 120, if you cancel, you get a 2 here. So you will get under root of epsilon r equal to 2, right? Or you're going to get epsilon r as 4. Can you see it? Very simple. Okay, only thing is you need to know, please don't remember everything. Just remember the basic expressions. You do 1 or 2 problems, then automatically by now you know that for a lossless medium, there is no theta eta. And you know that eta is going to be equal to under root of mu by epsilon. So these kind of things, 1 or 2 problems when you do, you will remember. Don't think it's difficult to remember all this. Okay, now let's go to the second part of the problem. What is the second part of the problem? You're supposed to find out omega. You're supposed to find out omega. What is omega? Omega is angular frequency. Now look at this problem and see what is given. What are the parameters given in the problem? You're seeing that you have H naught, omega, and you have beta. What is beta? Beta equal to 1 radian per meter. Beta is 1 radian per meter. So do you know any relationship between omega and beta? Let us see. So let me write the general equation for beta. I'm writing purposefully the general equation. Okay. The general equation is omega. Then you have a large under root. Then you have omega into I'm sorry, it's not omega. Here, what happens is I think something, I write something. Okay. So omega is outside the under root, and then you have mu into epsilon. So you can write mu naught into 4 epsilon naught, because already we found out epsilon. Okay. Then divided by 2, and then you have under root. Okay. And inside this under root, because you have a square bracket, inside this under root you have 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square, and then because it's a beta you will have a plus 1. Okay, and you know that for a lossless medium sigma equal to 0. If sigma equal to 0, you are left with 2. Then 2 and 2 will get cancelled out. Okay, so what will you get? You will get omega into under root of 4 into mu naught epsilon naught, right? And what is this? 4, you can take it out. Okay, I will write plus minus 2. Let me just put right now. I need not put plus minus 2 because it's omega. Omega has to be positive. So I don't have to put plus minus. Instead, what I will do is I will write it as omega into 2 into what is 1 by under root of mu naught epsilon naught. 1 by under root mu naught epsilon naught is C, we have seen. So just put that here. Okay. So now let us write beta equal to omega by C into 2, right? And what did we want? We wanted omega. So omega will be equal to beta C by 2. Is that right? Beta into C by 2. So let's substitute. Beta is 1 and C is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 divided by 2. So what will that be? That will be equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power of 8 radians per second. So that's the answer for omega. If your memory is very good, you need not write this full expression for beta. Straight away after 1 or 2 problems, you will know that for these kind of lossy materials, beta equal to omega into under root of mu epsilon. Okay, but I purposely did this extra step to make people whose memory is not very good, I just want to make them comfortable. So that's the reason why I went about doing this particular problem in this fashion. Okay, any doubts?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, here in the H we have even the cos component and also sine component.
Yeah, cos component and sine component. Yes, both are there.
But when it comes to having beta value, we only took the sine component.
No, beta. See, why I wrote beta, I will explain. You see here. What is the general form of an equation? It will be cos of omega t minus beta x or beta y or beta z. The phase, that phase you see, both of them are having the same phase. What is inside the bracket is the same. Okay. So you should have omega t minus beta z. Beta is 1.
Okay, for in case if both have different beta values?
That will not happen. You are going to see when I teach you polarization in the next few classes. Okay, maybe tomorrow, the next class itself, I will start polarization. That will be very interesting. Once I start polarization, you will know that these are actually superposition of 2 different electromagnetic waves only with different polarization. So the phase will never be different.
Okay.
Okay. So do you understand how that beta came?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Now, these 2 different components of H, how that is going to work your problem, that we are going to see in the next part. So what is the next part of the problem? What is the next part of the problem? Finding out the electric field. Finding out the electric field is the next thing. Okay, so now let's do that. I may have to turn my page because I will not be able to remember everything. So let me just, I need the basic equation. No? So let me just keep it there. Okay, so I need my electric field. So now you just have to, I'll tell you, to find out the electric field, you know the relationship between electric field and magnetic field. One is theta eta difference. But in this case, theta eta is not there because it is a lossless medium. Then what is the second point? Second point is H naught and E naught are related by the expression H naught equal to E naught divided by modulus of eta. So that's the second thing. What is the third thing? Third thing is that electric field, magnetic field, and propagation should be mutually perpendicular. Only three things that you need to remember. Okay, so let's, what we have to do here is treat them as two different parts, okay, and for each of them, find out the electric field and then put them together. That's all, nothing difficult, I'll tell you. Okay, let's do that. Don't get worried at all because you are seeing two expressions there. These are all not as difficult as you think. Okay, so you have to find out the electric field. So let me first write the basic expression for the H equation. So H is going to be minus 0.1, and then I have a cosine of omega t minus z along the ax cap direction, and then I have plus 0.5, and here I have a sine function omega t minus z, and here the direction is along the ay cap, and the unit obviously is ampere per meter. Okay, now I need what is my electric field. Okay, so the first thing that I have to use is E naught equal to H naught into modulus eta. Is that right? H naught is equal to E naught by modulus eta. Therefore, here it will become H naught into modulus eta. So that's the first thing. And then theta eta is 0. Okay, then we will call this term, we will call the first as the first term, and we will call this as the second term. Okay, so let us quickly look at the direction for the first term. Let us look at the direction. Okay, AE cross AH equal to AK. Okay, so you want AE cross, what is AH? What is the direction of AH? It is minus, I'm sorry, it is, here it is minus AX cap for the first term, minus AX cap. And what is the propagation? Propagation is along the Z direction only, positive Z direction. So now tell me what will be AE cap for the first term?
Positive Y.
Positive Y. Just cross product you need to know, that's all. Sri Chakra, I think it is yours, just mute it. Okay, so for the first term, electric field is going to be along the AY cap direction. Next, let us do it for the second term. For the second term, you just tell me what is it going to be? AE cap cross AH cap equal to AK cap, right? So AE cap cross, what is AH cap here? Second term. AY cap. AY cap equal to AZ cap. AZ cap is not changing. It is as it is. Okay. So now tell me.
Positive X direction.
Positive X direction. Very good. Positive X direction. Good. I got everything. Okay. So now let me write the electric field. So now my electric field is going to be minus 0.1. Okay. One thing. Here itself, I have taken my minus. Here itself, I have taken my minus. So I don't have to consider that minus here. Are you understanding, guys? Because when I took the first term, you look at my H, I have already considered that minus. Okay, so don't take that minus again. You can go wrong. Okay, therefore, plus 0.1, then into modulus eta. What is modulus eta? Modulus eta is 120 pi, I guess. Modulus eta is 60 pi, 60 pi. So 60, is it 60 pi?
Yes, ma'am.
60 pi, and then cos of omega t minus omega also you calculated. If you want, you can put that also here so that in one step, let us finish. So what will you write for omega? Omega is 1.5 into 10 to the power of 8, 10 to the power of 8 into t, okay, minus z, and the first term you found is AY cap. Then come to the second one. The second term is going to be plus 0.5 into 60 pi, and then sine of 1.5 into 10 to the power of 8t minus z. And here what will you write? What is the direction?
X.
X. What is the unit? Volts per meter. That's it. Was it difficult? I'm sure this problem was much less difficult when compared to the previous problem. Just by looking at the equation, don't get scared. They are just two parts, put them together, that's it. Okay. So now that this is over, what I will do is, let's go to another problem. Okay, another problem. This is also pretty easy only. Okay. So let's start doing this. So what is given here? It says it's a non-magnetic medium. It says it's a non-magnetic medium. If it's non-magnetic means mu equal to mu naught. So that's what it means. And electric field is given to you. Okay. Electric field you're seeing is a function of what? It's a function of z comma t. Z comma t. And what is the propagation direction? Propagation direction is along minus z. Why minus z? Because you have a plus here in the face. Next. Beta is also there. Beta is 2 radians per meter. Then what else is there? Look at this equation and tell me what else is there? Omega is there. Can't you see? Omega is 10 to the power of 8 radians per second. So these are all the parameters given to you. Okay. Now let's quickly start working out the problem. So what is the first thing? What is the direction of wave propagation? I've been doing this in every problem. So but in this problem, they are specially asking. In every problem when we start, we have been discussing this, right? Okay. So what is the direction of propagation? What's the direction of propagation, kids? What? All of you are keeping the system on and going off?
Minus z.
Minus z. Very good. Minus z. Okay, next. What is the next part of the problem? Find out what is lambda. You know the relationship between lambda and beta. No? Beta is like k. So what do? You know the relationship. Beta equal to 2 pi by lambda. K like k wave number. Okay. So therefore you get lambda equal to 2 pi by beta. 2 pi by beta. So lambda is equal to how much? 2 pi divided by, do you have your beta? Yes, you have your beta. So therefore it becomes pi meter. Lambda is in meter, right? So it has to be pi meter, which you can maybe just put the value of pi 3.14 meter. Right. What is the next thing you have to find out? You have to get the frequency. Frequency. Omega is already given to you. Okay, omega is equal to 2 pi f, right? Therefore, omega by 2 pi. So what is omega? Omega is 10 to the power of 8 divided by 2 pi. Okay, so have I done that? Yes, I put the value for 2 pi and I got it as 15.9 megahertz. So got that also. Then what else is there? Epsilon r. Epsilon r. So how do you get your epsilon r? How do you get your epsilon r? Okay, to get epsilon r, okay, what I'm going to do is I will ask you to find out the propagation velocity. The propagation speed is omega by k or omega by beta, right? But you also know that there is another expression for propagation speed, that is 1 by under root of mu epsilon. 1 by under root of mu epsilon, which you can write as 1 by under root of mu was mu naught, and let epsilon be epsilon r into epsilon naught. So I will write it as 1 by under root of epsilon r into 1 by under root of mu naught epsilon naught, that is c. Right? Okay. So from here, let me go to the next page. So from here, I will be able to get my, okay, let me just see here. Therefore, I will get my epsilon r, okay, will be, if I just substitute for, let me go back there only and write Okay, so what will this be? This will be 1 by under root of epsilon r into 3 into 10 to the power of 8. Okay, but then I know what is my u. My u is omega. Omega is 10 to the power of 8 and beta is 2. Okay, so equate these two. 10 to the power of 8 and 10 to the power of 8 will get cancelled out. Okay, or I will get under root of epsilon r. Under root of epsilon r will be equal to 6. Okay, implies epsilon r relative permittivity will be equal to 36. There is no question of plus minus and all that. It has to be a positive quantity. Is that fine? So this is done. Then what else do we need? What is the third thing? So we found out lambda f epsilon r. All this is over. Next we want to find out the h. We want to find out h. Okay, so now let's see how to do that. So for that, I need to write the basic equation. Let me go to the next slide and write the basic equation. So the basic equation is electric field is given to you. Electric field is given as 50 sine 10 to the power of 8 t, then plus 2z along the ay cap direction volts per meter. You have to find out h. Right. So what's the first thing you need? You need to first of all get the direction. So AE cross AH equal to AK. Now do it. AE, we know the direction. We know the direction of AE. What is the direction of AE? AE is AY. So AY cross AH equal to AK. AK is minus AZ. So tell me what is AY? I'm sorry. Tell me what is AH?
X direction positive.
X
A
direction positive, right? Yeah, so you got this. So next, what are the things you need? You need modulus eta. You need modulus eta. Okay, modulus eta. Okay, now, can you tell me whether this medium is a lossy medium or a lossless medium? From this equation, can you say whether it is a lossy medium or a lossless medium? If it was a lossy medium, what should you have had? You should have had e to the power of minus alpha z. Because this is not at z equal to 0. This equation is not written for z equal to 0. Okay. You should have, if it was a lossy medium, you should have e to the power of minus alpha z. But this equation tells you that that expression is not there. Therefore, this is a lossless medium. This is a lossless medium. Lossless as e to the power of minus alpha z is missing. Right? Okay, so now, just in the morning, we started doing modulus of eta. We have seen that under root of mu by epsilon divided by 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square, the entire thing to the power of 1 by 4, and we saw that the denominator becomes 1. Okay, therefore, you are left with under root of mu by epsilon, which becomes under root of mu naught by 36 epsilon naught, right? Because epsilon r is 36, or this becomes 1 by 6 into under root of mu naught by epsilon naught, which is 120 pi, okay? Or this becomes 20 pi ohms. So that's your modulus eta. What more do you need? Now do it. Now just do it. So what will be your h now? H as a function of z comma t will be equal to E naught by modulus. So 50 divided by 20 pi, then sine of 10 to the power of 80 plus 2z, and then we found out AH is AX cap, and then unit will be ampere per meter. As compared to the previous problems, these problems are pretty simple. Okay. So now we have completed this numerical also. So that means very quickly we could finish two numericals. Now we'll go to any doubts till now, guys? What, you are all working at home or what? Doing something very important at home? Not to be seen at all? The next problem that I'm going to do is going to be a very interesting problem. That's on that. Let us see what it is on. You don't have to. We are so few in number. You can just feel confident and talk instead of chatting. Revant is fine. Shantanu is fine. Okay. Swati, good. I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. No? What happened? Yeah, I'm recording. No problem. Yeah, today's class I have to record because I know that some of you have called me in the morning to tell that there is a power problem at home and all that. But because it's an easy syllabus, I'm just going ahead. That's all. Okay, so now let's go to the next problem. Okay. This is also a short numerical. It's not going to take you much time. Okay, let's start this. It says a uniform plane wave is propagating in a medium where an electric field is given to you. What do you guess about the medium? Anyone? Unmute and tell me. Any guesses on what is this medium?
Lossy medium.
Can be lossy. Can it be a conductor? It can be a conductor also. It may be lossy, it may be a conductor because your conducting materials are so lossy that they won't allow wave to enter. The wave can penetrate only till delta, skin depth. Okay, so it can be one of those. Let's see what it is. Then the medium is characterized by epsilon r equal to 1. Epsilon r equal to 1. Then mu r equal to 20. That means it's a magnetic material. Okay, the minute you see magnetic, you should start thinking maybe it can be a metal. I'm not saying all metals are magnetic. Okay, there may be some metals which are non-magnetic. But when you see that magnetic, you should think it is a metal. Then, this is a giveaway. Look at epsilon. Look at sigma. Sigma is 3 ohm inverse per meter. 3 ohm inverse per meter. That is pretty large sigma. Pretty large sigma. Sigma is large. So because sigma is large, we have to think that this cannot be a dielectric. Next, how do you check whether it is a conductor? For that, let us do sigma by omega epsilon. Sigma by omega epsilon. So 3 divided by 10 to the power of 8. Omega is 10 to the power of 8. And what is my epsilon? Epsilon is given as epsilon naught. What is epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 to the power of minus 12. Okay. When this goes to the top, you see this is going to be a big number. This is going to be a very, very big number. You don't even have to calculate. Okay. Even without, okay, I have calculated it for you. Okay. But even without calculation, without even touching the calculator, you will be able to see that this number is significantly large and it is much, much greater than 1. Okay. When sigma by omega epsilon is much, much greater than 1, what is this material? What is this medium? Anyone?
Good conductor.
Good conductor. It's a good conductor. Yes, it's a good conductor. And the minute it is a good conductor, you know what are all the implications. It means alpha equal to beta. Okay, it means alpha equal to beta. And let us see what that expression is going to be. Omega. And then I'm just, because I don't want to remember, I'm writing it like this. If you can remember, go ahead. Then you have under root of 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole square. And then you have a plus minus or a minus, a plus or minus 1. Depending on whether it is, if it is alpha, it is minus, otherwise it is plus. Okay. And you can see that since sigma by omega epsilon is much, much greater than 1, you can neglect 1. Okay. When you neglect 1, okay, what will you get? You get omega, then you'll get under root of mu epsilon by 2, okay, and then you're also going to get mu epsilon by 2, and then under root of square will be there. Therefore, this sigma by omega epsilon will come out. Sigma by omega epsilon will come out. Okay, this omega and this omega will go. Okay, so you will ultimately get the expression. Okay, that's why I'm telling you need not remember. If you just know the concept behind it, no, you can even then and there do it. So under root of omega mu sigma by 2, or you can even write it as 2 pi f and all that, which I'm not going to do today because omega is directly given. Okay, so now let us just substitute and find out. So what do you have? Under root of 10 to the power of 8. Omega is 10 to the power of 8. Then what is mu? Mu is 20 times mu naught, right? And then you have sigma. Sigma is 3 divided by 2. And what is mu naught? Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay, put everything into this equation. Put everything into this equation. Then you get alpha equal to beta, and the value is going to be 61.4. 61.4. If it is alpha, it is Napier per meter, and if it is beta, it is radians per meter. Clear, guys? So nothing, it's don't think I've done anything here. I have skipped anything. 1 sigma here, and there is a under root sigma, so there will be 1. I mean, you just do it yourself and see. It's going to be pretty simple only. Okay. Then what? Sigma by omega epsilon. Okay, the entire thing is an under root. I'm sorry. Because there is an under root here also, and then there is a square here. That's why suddenly I thought something is missing. Okay, so I have got my alpha and beta. Now, what am I supposed to find out? Here, I'm asked to find out alpha and beta. Done. It's over. Okay, alpha and beta have been found. So you should not leave it like that. You have to write alpha equal to 61.4 Napier per meter, and beta equal to 61.4 radians per meter. Okay, now what is the next thing you need? You need to find out the H. You need to find out H. Now, should I find out theta eta? Should I find out theta eta?
No, ma'am, 45 degrees.
Right, it is 45 degrees or pi by 4 radians because it's a conductor. Now, in case you are not able to remember this also, there is no problem. If you can't remember also, there is no problem. All you have to do is just go to tan of 2 theta eta equal to tan of 2 theta eta equal to what? Sigma by omega epsilon. You can do this also. This also will give you theta eta equal to pi by 4 radians. Those of you who are able to remember, understand that it is a conductor, need not even do this step. Okay, so now this is over. So now let's write the expression for H. Okay, before writing the expression for H, I will write the expression for electric field so that you have a comparison. E is a function of Z comma T. That's going to be equal to 2 e to the power of minus alpha Z, and then you have sine of 10 to the power of 8t. Then you have minus beta Z, then along the AY cap direction, volts per meter. Okay, now what do we do? I need the direction. So AE cap cross AH cap equal to AK cap. So I have my AE cap, that is AY cap, cross AH cap equal to AK cap. AK cap is along the positive Z. Okay, so now tell me what is my AH cap? AH cap will be minus AX cap. Right? Yeah. So now let's go ahead and complete the problem. So H as a function of Z comma T is going to be equal to 2 is E naught. What's the relation between E naught and H naught? E naught by modulus of eta. E naught by modulus of eta. Let's go to the previous thing and see what is modulus of eta. Do I have modulus of eta? Do I have modulus of eta? I don't have modulus of eta. So now what do I do? So that means I still have to wait. Okay, what is modulus of eta? Let's do that also. Modulus of eta for a conductor. Again, you can just write the basic expression under root of mu by epsilon divided by 1 plus sigma by omega epsilon whole to the power of 2. This whole to the power of 1 by 4. Okay, which you can write it as under root of mu by epsilon. Okay, into. Okay, so this will become omega epsilon by sigma to the power of 2, but to the power of 1 by 2, or I will write it in a more elegant fashion as, I can write it as under root. Under root, okay, and then go ahead and do the simplification and all that. Once you do everything, okay, you just do the simplification and see, you will get modulus of eta is going to be equal to under root of mu omega by sigma. Mu omega by sigma. In case you're wondering what has happened to the C, you have to remember that C equal to 1 by under root of mu naught epsilon naught. So all that will, or it is not mu naught, yeah, mu naught epsilon naught. So all this, once it gets into this expression, you will get this. Okay, so that's going to be your modulus of eta. Okay, so modulus of eta, if I calculate, let's go up here and calculate modulus of eta by substituting. Okay, what is my mu? Mu is, according to my problem, I have found out mu. Okay, let me just go back and see. What is my mu? Mu is 20 mu naught, because mu r is 20. Okay, so 20 mu naught. 20 mu naught. And what is my omega? Omega is 10 to the power of 8. Okay, divided by sigma. Sigma was 3. Okay, if you do this calculation, modulus of eta, I'm getting as under root of 800 pi by 3. 800 pi by 3. Okay, so now I'm going to use this here. So instead of modulus eta, I will write under root of 800 pi by 3. Okay, and then e to the power of minus alpha z. I already found out alpha. Alpha was 61.4. So minus 61.4 z, and then it's a sine function of 10 to the power of 8t minus, I already found out beta also. Beta was 61.4 z, and the direction which we got from here is minus ax cap. So put that minus here. Put that minus here. And what is the unit? Ampere per meter. That's it. Take out your calculator. Just evaluate minus 2 divided by under root of 800.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we have a 45 degrees phase shift.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm indebted to you, my kid. I'm really indebted to you. See, what's happening is, managing writing with this pen itself is a challenge. Okay, so there will be also a theta eta. Yes, theta eta. Theta eta was pi by 4. Which is going to lag? So the sign is H will lag.
Minus 45.
Positive. Therefore, it will be minus 45 degrees or pi by 4 radians. Thank you so much. Who is this?
Ma'am, this is Rohit.
Oh, very nice. Thank you so much. Then here we have AX cap, ampere per meter. I am indebted to you for telling me this. Right. So that's it. So now you must be thinking, oh, madam, if you can make these mistakes in our exam, how many more mistakes we will make? Yes, you will make. You will make, but you're students, so you're supposed to practice. I'm a teacher, I need not practice. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so we are done for the day. In fact, I'm finishing 10 minutes before time. We have done 3 problems, and I'm sure all of you will agree that Today's 3 problems are much simpler when compared to what we have done previously. Only things that you need to remember is a basic equation, basic lossy medium equations. Once you have that, if you are smart, you can quickly work it out in the exam. If you are not smart and you are hardworking, by the time you work out 2 or problems in the 2 or 3 problems at home, these expressions you will remember. Okay. And if you have seen, I have not done any problem for free space. I have not done any problem for free space because, any reason? For free space, I have not done anything. Why? Because free space is a special case of lossless. Free space is a special case of lossless. So no theta, eta, mu naught, epsilon naught. That's all. And you also interestingly know that 1 by under root of mu naught epsilon naught is u is equal to c. Similarly, you also know that eta modulus is going to be under root of mu naught by epsilon naught. Therefore, it is 120 pi. Okay. So it's quite a simple case. So that's the reason why instead of doing that, one extra problem I thought we can do. Okay, guys. Okay. So I hope, girls, anyone has something to say? Even with all these bad times, 22 people have come to class. I'm so happy. Hey, some of you may be thinking, this madam used to shout at us in the first year. Now she's not shouting. Anyone surprised? I'm not shouting because now you have grown 2 more years. Okay. In fact, my son also, when he was small, he used to get good whacking from me. Then as he grew up, he used to get scolded. Now we are both like friends. He's 25. There is nothing we don't discuss. We are like friends. And he feels so happy. He keeps talking about that to everybody. Okay, so now you're growing up. As you grow up, and you look at my old students also, I argue with them, we fight, on Facebook, we have discussions on politics, all that we keep doing. Okay, but I don't have any of my colleagues on my Facebook. You know why? Not that I hate anyone. It's not that. I don't keep my colleagues on my Facebook because with colleagues, you should not have unnecessary political discourse. That's the reason. And another thing I tell my students when they join is also on the first day itself, I say, you can go, you can keep trying to see my Facebook and all that, no problem. Whatever is not private, you can see, but I will not accept friendship as long as you are here. By the time you are out, you are like my friend. Okay, so that's the reason why I am scolding less. And you also, from your side, you will realize that some of you have matured also in these 2 years. Okay, any doubts?
Ma'am, regarding the exam, it's only downloading the question paper and writing and uploading it.
Yeah, and our
No.
exam is the last exam. Yeah, before that itself, you're going to see some samples, no?
But some of faculties told MCQs in the LMS. Most of them, like.
But you tell me, if you do MCQs for the test, do you really think we are doing justice to you people?
Even those are kind of tough only, ma'am, like conceptual based on it.
Conceptual.
Yeah.
I can also do that, but the problem is if you are all sincere, I can make a pakka. In fact, IIT JEE itself is MCQ only. Okay, I can do that. I can make a pakka one. But the problem is you people will copy. You will tell the answers to the others. And finally, I have seen with the first year's last time what happened. Some of the good students got low marks, and the students who were thoroughly, not at all studying, not coming to class, they got very high marks. I feel it's not fair to the students.
So no coming to Zoom meet on the exam.
Yesterday, I also saw that we'll decide. We still have time, no? Another 10 days we have. See, the issue here is I found that, I took a survey, the other day. I found that a lot of students are having issues with internet connectivity and all. Okay, 50 minutes stable internet you should have. Those things are also there. So let me also talk to my other colleagues and all that. And then I personally prefer the written exam. Or see, all you have to do is, just keep your camera on there and just do it and then upload it on LMS. Like assignments you all uploaded in the past, like that you have to just upload. And anyway, the pen is there. I can correct it. You can also see how you have done. So So that's actually the reason. What is that? Revant to everybody. 9 plus 63. What is that? Okay, whatever it is. So this is what it is, man. Sorry, my mistake. Okay. So this is what it is. Okay. I personally prefer this only. This is what I have also told the academic coordinator. Okay, because I would feel very sad to see an A grader losing an A grade or a B grader losing a B grade. Because finally you're only 65. And I would feel very happy, very unhappy if a C grader ends up getting an A grade. Last time, at least the first 2 tests, you had normal only, no? Yes or no? Last semester. But this time that will not be the case. Every component becomes MCQ means it is not good for you. Finally, we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to stop my recording now and good day. Let's hope that